my friends. Welcome to the It's Giving Mystical podcast. This is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of December 13th. And I have been having so many tech issues. Normally, I record this, sit down, record it, post it, we're good. This is my fourth time setting up. I say that to you not to complain, but to just let you know that when you want something, when you really want something, when something matters to you, you have to keep at it, and there is no straight line. And just when you think you have figured it all out, you reach for some new version like a video podcast, and it's hard. It's hard. Just so you know, I don't know what it looks like out there. I don't know how I appear or how my life appears or how my work appears. I probably should know more than I do, but I don't. What I'll say to you is sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's really hard. And a girlfriend of mine sent me a text message this morning actually saying, like telling me the story about Salt House when it first opened and reminding me why I do the work I do. So here I am trying to record this one more time. What I will say to you is that it's important this time of year that you really honor what the earth is calling for. There's a reason why we head to the 0 point. There's a reason why we enter the winter solstice. There is a beauty and a power to stillness and darkness and silence. Just feel that for a second. Anyone who knows me, anyone who works with me knows that I spend a lot of time staring at a blank wall. Insane, possibly. But mostly I do it because that's how I refill. What you notice when you sit with silence, with emptiness, with stillness, with darkness, is that it is a rich place and it is a deeply nourishing place. Kim Krantz, who you guys all know who I'm working with right now, studying with right now, she talks about the pregnant void a lot. And that is a very true paradox. The void feels like darkness, feels like stillness, silence. They seem like places of removal of negativity, and they're not. There's something about the depth of the vastness of those things that has its own rejuvenating quality that like literally does feed you back and fill you back up. So I've said this in other venues and other places, but I do encourage you to let your body feel the grief of this season, feel the dying away, the ending, the falling away of this season. People talk about the holidays being a struggle. I don't think we talk about it enough. I don't think we talk about enough how the end of a year marks all the things that you've lost. Yes, all the things you've accomplished, all the places you've gone, all the people you've met, all the beauty. Yes, yes, to all the beauty, to all the joy, to all of the gratitude, to all of the inspiration, excitement about what's next. And also, yes, to the grief. Versions of you that are no longer, places that are no longer, people that are no longer, experiences, relationships that are no longer. The reason why we live in a world of cycles and the reason that we ourselves are creatures of the spiral is because we're meant to sit with the loss as much as we're meant to sit with the pleasure. There's that beautiful quote, I think it's Rumi, that the grooves that the pain causes in your heart and in your soul are the caverns that get filled with joy. There's a direct relationship between pain and pleasure, neurologically, spiritually, energetically. And so what I invite you into in this season of the solstice is to sit quietly, is to rest here and to allow whatever's coming up just to be. This full unconditional acceptance of how things are is so important, especially right now. So we let it be, we let it be. And it's like the murky bottom of a river that gets churned up. We just let the sediment fall down, we let the sediment settle. And then we can see clearly. But this is the moment of the settling. We are descending into the dark cave of the solstice. Honor what that means. Honor how your body calls for that. Honor, maybe you can take a day, an hour to sit in silence. It's another thing that came up with Kim Krantz this week. And it's a very true statement. When you close the mouth of the gate, when you silence yourself, the energy becomes, it's still the same amount of energy. And so it becomes very potent in your ears and in your nose and your fingers. The other gates of your body open up and become more alive and more full of energy. We are leaky here, says the woman recording a podcast, but we're leaky here. And one of the reasons I need to sit in silence so much is because I do spend so much time talking. I do spend so much time channeling energy, channeling this into this. So I say all of that because this season invites us into that, and I hope you will accept the invitation. The card I pulled for us this week is the Seven of Swords. This poor guy, I've been traveling around with him for 4 days now. The Seven of Swords. Sevens are the number of the mystery of the black box. You go in one way, something happens, you exit another way. And no matter what you're interested in, mathematics, science, spirituality, religion, philosophy, if you drill down deep enough in whatever your laws are, whatever your codes are, if you drill down deep enough, you find the black box. Like anything, there is no thing, no study, no field that doesn't drill down to some place where we say, we'll just agree this is this. We'll just agree to ignore this. We'll just agree that this is what is. There's a mystery at the base of all of these things, and that is the energy of seven. Seven of Swords has to do with our mental energy, our mental, mysterious workings. One of the things that might come up for you this week is that you might have a feeling, or a pain, or a tenderness, or a discomfort, and your brain might make up a wild story about whose fault that is, or why it's that way, or if someone were different, or if something were different, or if life were different, or that it's not fair, whatever the story is. It's such a natural thing to do. I have a pain, I want it to go away. And so I try to think my way out of it. Remember in a Seven of Swords week that your mind is its own creative, magical, mystical place. And it's never a straight line. We're never victims of the world or fate. We are co-creators in all things. And Seven of Swords draws our awareness to the programming running in the background. So we don't know the programming. We don't recognize what the programming is because it's the programming, because it's the baselines we talked about, those baselines of these are the facts we're working with, these are the rules we're working with. And we often just, because that's the programming, we don't see it. Like you can't see your own programming. The Seven of Swords sometimes, in its most beautiful form, is a glimpse behind the curtain or a glimpse into the matrix of, oh wait, I thought it had to be that way, and it doesn't. My brain said it has to be like, this has to be the conclusion, this has to be the reason why, and that's not the case at all. So the Seven of Swords can wipe the veil away in its most potent medicine. In a more day-to-day way, the Seven of Swords speaks to deception, mental deception, people tricking us with their words, people not telling us the truth, us being deceptive, the ways we soothe ourselves with the stories, right? Soothe ourselves with the myths. So the Seven of Swords is a little bit tricky. It's definitely like a lock your doors, hide your wife, hide your kids vibe. And you want to be cautious, especially this time of year with credit cards and online stuff. There's a way in which mysterious air energy is floating through the system, and we want to be careful to inoculate ourselves against that, protect ourselves against that in whatever way we need to. At its most beautiful, the Seven of Swords says there's something happening in the mental body. There's some black box operation happening here, and honor it, let it be. And that's where I keep getting this image of let it settle, let the sediment settle. I had an argument with my boyfriend, not even an argument, we just had a day where we were just not connecting, definitely not having a lot of fun together. And I was so mad. I needed him in that day. And I was so mad. And I was like, oh, you, and it's his fault and his fault. And I had the whole story of why he was so wrong and why he was so wrong, poor guy. And when I was so mad and he said, let's just let it sit for a couple of days. And I was like, no way, it has to get solved right now. That's a sign that something's wrong. When you feel that urgency, that's a sign that you're a little blinded. You're a little blinded by your heart, by your pain. And I was like, I don't want to let it sit for days. I know you don't want to, but we're going to. And so we just let it sit for a couple of days. And when you come to the other side of it, it was like, of course, I was in a delicate place. You were in a delicate place. We were trying to make something work that is hard. And nobody was wrong, as much as it pains me to say that, because I want him to be the wrong one. Nobody was wrong, right? We were just two people who love each other and were trying to survive. And it just hit each other at the wrong moment. So in the best version of Seven of Swords, it's like a recognition of that, of, oh, my mind wants me to create drama and confusion here when there's just simple humanity. And may it be that the Seven of Swords for us this week is a way in which we can say, oh, just because my brain, don't believe everything you think, just because my brain is operating in overdrive doesn't mean that's where truth resides. So the Seven of Swords is tricky energy, but it is transformative. Sevens are always working to transform, to mutate, to alchemize. So allow that this week and come back to your body. Keep coming back to your body. That's what we're working with, right? I might think this, think that, but what's happening right now? Right now, I have tension in my heart. Right now, I'm fatigued. Right now, I could use a drink of water. Right now, I need to tend to that paperwork that needs to get done so I can relax that part of my mind. Right now, I need to go for a walk. Really slow down in these weeks ahead, I mean the months too, but the weeks ahead, to say to yourself, what needs to fall away? What needs to just settle before I sit for a moment, before I begin the next journey through time and space that is 2025. All right, sending you so much love, and may you find humor, playfulness, and humor and teasing as part of the Seven of Swords energy. So I hope that's your week. I hope it's a very playful week, a very joyful week, a week where you can take yourself less seriously and definitely take your stories, your mind less seriously. Keep coming back to your heart this week. Take care. Bye.